line, most of the pages. There's a lot of room for error with this design, which is nice, but it does look better if most pages are folded close to about the same way. If any tear, you just go ahead and in the corners, because that tends to happen, shove it in with your fingernail and just tuck it away so that it can't be seen anymore. And then it'll look just perfect when you're all finished. Also, one tip is to look for pages. This is why I like fashion magazines as well. They have a lot of vibrant color. The ink is very good, and you can choose which side of the page you want to show. It's really nice to, continue to fold each page exactly the same. However, some pages just speak to me, and I really want the color to be showing outwardly. So I'll go ahead and fold maybe inside first instead of, up towards the ceiling first, or um, vice versa. You'll kind of see that if you watch closely, especially near the back, where I don't know, for some reason, all the really colorful pages seem to be on the page behind. I'll go ahead and fold that, the same two types of folds, just in the opposite direction, so I can get the colors I want sticking out. I will say be careful of changing up which you pull first. If you're going to fold the final fold at the top, keep that going the whole way through, because if you notice at the very bottom when you see the finished product, there will be almost like a mushroom effect at the bottom. When you look on the underside of a mushroom, you see those little lines. You'll get kind of that same effect on the bottom of the magazine, and just a smooth line on the top. So it actually looks like there's more paper showing. Well, there's more paper showing at the bottom, with those folds if you do the second fold at the bottom all the time. So I do try and stick to that, even if, say it's black and white pages constantly or whatever, just because I don't know, the finish is much nicer. You don't want, doubles at the top and double pages at the bottom. That'll make sense. Or you can go back to the beginning and just look at the final product. But I did notice that when I was switching that up and not really paying attention to if I was folding the bottom first or the top first, that it just made the finished product come out a little bit more choppy. So for a polished finish, always fold the same direction, either the top all the time first and then the bottom second, or vice versa. All right, so it's time to grab the glue gun, the Gorilla Glue, your wooden canvas, and a ruler is nice because you do want to make sure that the magazine is going to be centered, and also your black paint. And you just use, I like the matte black paint, any old cheapy sponge or whatever to apply that. It soaks in beautifully. I didn't actually go in and finish with a gloss, but you can do that. And you could also spray, maybe a gloss acrylic paint over your magazine if you like. I kind of like the satin sheen of it. I don't coat them, but you're more than welcome to do that to give it maybe just a little bit more protection. But I do like the matte black finish against the glossy finish on the pages of the magazines. It just gives a really good contrast. So I'm just gluing down with the hot glue. I mean, Gorilla Glue is great for the binding and, for the first couple of pages, but I also like to secure it with hot glue. I also go in, you're going to notice, and glue down the very first pages. I glue down the second page to that just to give it a little bit extra tack, just to get it to be a little bit more flat as well. And just be careful, a word of caution with the Gorilla Glue. It does expand as it dries, so don't go too overboard because then you'll end up having to cut away some of that excess glue. And that's it, we're done. It's stuck on there, let it cure for 24 hours, let the Gorilla Glue set up really nicely, and your piece is finished and ready to hang. Really cool.